Salutations, NBs and other fiends. I'm Eden Them. Welcome to the Reddit Hour. Let's judge some people. I hope you are enjoying the tunes I got playing in the background. It's an unreleased work in progress that I slowed down and just have looping. Got some fire going. Let's read some stories. Am I the asshole posted 13 hours ago? Am I the asshole for sending my child to my ex in thrift store or cheap clothes? Thrift store clothes, cheap clothes? No. Why? Okay. Posted by Clothes Care 3181. Just going off of the title alone, sometimes you just only have enough money for clothes. I don't know. This like, let's read it. Let's read the story. My ex-wife has our child every weekend, and I have them during the week. Okay. I make more than my ex, and I make it a point to have nice clothes for our child at our house. Ah, I see. I have primary custody, so no child support is paid to her. Lovely. We'll call the ex Jen and my kid Alex. When I pick up Alex from Jen's apartment, I wash the clothes they're wearing and send them back to Jen when she sees Alex on the weekend. I usually put them in Alex's backpack. They're not great clothes, kind of cheap and really worn. Okay, you didn't. All right, whatever. My issues started when Alex's clothes that they are wearing when I drop them off at Jen's would disappear. I didn't really notice it at the beginning, but when the closet started to get empty, I noticed. I asked Jen where the clothes were going and if she could send them back. It caused so many problems. She went to her lawyer and claimed they were her clothes that she bought and I have no right to them. Interesting. I had to pull out all my receipts of me buying them. It was a whole thing which cost way too much money because our lawyers were involved. In the end, she was told to return the clothes. After that, I have been dressing our child in the clothes she sent him to me in, which don't look the best, or in thrift clothes that I don't care about disappearing. Okay, I'm just going to say this right now before I read any further. I really don't like how your child is kind of being used as a prop for you to fight with your ex. I got a text about how I am cruel for doing this, and I should just let her keep Alex's clothes I sent them in because I make more money. I told Jen if she wants nicer clothes to go buy some. She has the money. She makes decent money. I find it ridiculous that she tried to steal his whole closet when she makes choices to go on vacation instead of buying nice clothes for our kid. I mean, I'm just going to say, why does she need to buy nice clothes for your kid when you already buy nice clothes for your kid? But anyway, I mean, it's again, before I read any further, so this might get clarified, I might be inserting foot into mouth, but you are, those clothes are for your kid. It's unless she's like taking them and selling them, which would be kind of fucking weird. They're your kid's clothes. I noticed that you went with they, them pronouns mostly, and then you kind of slipped and said him. I was gonna say because Alex definitely could be any gender. It's kind of a great name that way. Anyway, not the point. The point is that they're clothes for your kid. So I don't know. It is kind of weird that like there's not enough clothes at both places. Like why you like the closet at your house where your kid stays all week should have more clothes than the clothes I would assume, right? Either an equal amount of clothes or more clothes at the place where they actually live during the week. Like there's more days there. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's also like a net total of clothes that I don't know. I do notice that you're not did you say how old your kid is? No. I mean, you are very particular about how you keep pointing out that it's really cheap clothes. And she goes on vacations. Uh, Wait, when did she go on vacation? I don't know. I don't know why you brought up vacation. Yeah. You just decided you just don't like how she spends her money, and I'm guessing that might have been part of why you guys got divorced. I don't know. That's speculation. Um, yeah, I was ranting to my sister, and she called me petty and to just give her some clothes. Should I? You are not giving your wife clothes. You are giving your child clothes. And now, I personally do most of my clothing shopping thrifting, um, because it's usually, I mean, until fucking like scalpers and shit, or like resellers were doing shit, um, like that was the more cost effective way to get clothes that maybe hopefully will actually last quite a while. And it was a little bit different, it was something that wasn't just all what the mall clothes were, or your fucking Walmart clothes. And some of it was anyway, but like it sounds like you're very concerned about money and cheapness of clothing, and so like, hold on a second. Well, okay, so yeah, she's like, you'd pick them up, you wash the clothes they're wearing, and then send them back on the weekend. Usually put them in the backpack. Not great clothes, kind of cheap or really worn. You mean like thrift clothes? I mean, and like I said, I don't like when you're the thrift clothes, like which don't look the best, or in thrift clothes that I don't care about disappearing. I mean, I just have a really big suspicion that money was a big reason as to why you didn't why you guys aren't still together. Any common questions? Edit. Alex doesn't care. I have asked. 11. My kid told me when it's time to head home, the only clothes are the crappy ones. The ones he put to get washed just vanished. Example, nice coat he wore everywhere. Time to head back, it wasn't there, and Jen rushed him out the door without a coat. Sometimes they show up again, sometimes not, at the house. Alex just said that he won't go to school in those types of clothes, which is fine, because Alex doesn't. I get Alex back before Monday school. Jen drops him off at 8 on Sunday. Also, it's not like Alex is going out on the weekend to see friends, because Jen refuses to drive Alex. That is why Alex couldn't do the sport he wanted, because Jen refused to drive him to weekend practices or games. Completely different issue. Yes, I am trying to get full custody. We wouldn't be here if she was just normal and sent back clothes. What happens to the clothes? Some stayed at the house. Some were given to family or sold online. See, yeah, why is she selling clothes online? Others came back damaged. Don't know if they were messed up before or after she was told to give them back. And I mean, your 11-year-old child is telling you, yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna, yeah, I mean, he's an 11-year-old. And, I mean, yeah, just won't go to school in those types of clothes, which means he does care. But, I don't know, this is for your kid. I don't know why your ex is keeping nicer clothes to sell them, but I mean, I don't know. You know what would be cool? Take your kid to the thrift store and have them pick out things that they like that they are going to wear. That way you feel better about how much money you're spending. And, he gets sent home with the thrift clothes or whatever. And you're like, he totally picked those clothes out. He likes those clothes, So, I don't know. Then she has less of a reason to complain, unless the whole point is that she was trying to resell clothes, in which case you're saying she has decent money, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her. I still think this is your kid, and you should just buy regular clothes, or like I said, take them thrifting. If you are hell bent on penny pinching that money, and fuck, I don't know your fucking financial situation, but you seem like probably comfortable enough. You portray yourself as comfortable enough. I'd say you're still kind of an asshole, but like, yeah, like you're just really focused on the money, ba bang, ba bang. Let's look at some comments. Am I the asshole for sending my kid to my ex in the clothes that came in, or in cheap clothes? I could be a dick for being petty, or refusing to let her keep the nice clothes I bought. I mean, like, again, it's your kid's clothes. I don't know why she's selling them. That's weird, but like, if it weren't for that, it's the clothes are for your kid. She's not wearing them. I'm assuming. An 11-year-old's clothes. I assume she doesn't fit into those. All right. Past Comprehensive 425 says, not the asshole. Had a friend whose ex was selling the quality clothes of the kids to supplement his income. It stopped when she started sending them over t-shirts and shorts they painted themselves. The kids loved the outfits, and the ex wanted something fancy for an event with his new girlfriend. When my friend reminded him he had certain outfits because they had worn them over holidays and they didn't return to her house, he went silent. Yeah, see, I mean, that is weird. That's fucked up to be like, oh, I'm gonna sell my kids' clothes. Yeah, that's using kids as a prop in your stuff. Yeah, from then on, the quality stuff stayed at her house because it risked disappearing at his. Yeah, that is a fucked up scenario in this. And I guess supposedly your ex is selling the clothes or giving them away or something. Lucky Black Pearl responds to that. This is what would determine the verdict on OP being an asshole or not for me. What's happening to the clothes at mom's house? That's what I'm saying. Are they just going into the laundry and getting commingled, or is she setting them aside for resale, giving them to extended family? Until OP addresses this, I think we can't decide. Need more info. And I think that was why the edit at the top here. Yeah, common questions, edit. Doesn't care when asked. Won't go to school in those. What happens to the clothes? Some stayed at the house. Some were given to family or sold online. Others came back damaged. So it's a mishmash of stuff. Still weird. I don't get it. That's weird. Let me see any more replies along with that. Oh yeah. Okay, so OP literally responds to that one saying, it's a mess of a few things. She kept some, others were given away to family or sold. Some came back damaged. I don't know if it was after she was told to give them back or not that they were damaged. Interesting. Destroyer of Mother-in-Laws says, I don't know what info could possibly make OP the asshole in this situation. Okay. I still am just yeah, like I said, take your kid to the thrift store to go pick out some stuff. You know what I mean? All right, 4 minutes ago, am I the asshole for calling my mother dramatic? For accidentally kicking my dog? Off of that title, I will say no. By RainCloud999, I'm a 21-year-old dude, so last year, around March, I was dead sick with ulcers and struggled with moving around and doing tasks. I just had a fight with my mother about not walking to the shops for sugar because I didn't want to pass out halfway on the street. And that morning, she asked me to unhook the gas so she could take it. What? Unhook the gas so she could take it. Dead sick with ulcers. Not wanting to walk to the shops for sugar because I didn't want to pass out halfway on the street, right? And that morning, she asked me to unhook the gas so she could take it. She was pregnant at the time, just 3 months, so there was already a lot of stress between us. I had sat down. The doorway to my right was obscured where my mom stood. Okay, you're trying to set up the whole thing. It's like she's pregnant, just 3 months. There's already a lot of stress. Like, okay, so because like pregnancy hormones are going and stuff. I'd sat down, doorway to my right, where my mom stood. Okay. My dog Maverick, he loved running up and down between people's legs, so when I suddenly hear him cry out, I assumed my mom accidentally kicked him. But I was already pissed and tired and not feeling great from the fight with my mom, so I yelled out, "Don't kick him!" And she immediately burst yelling and screaming, saying I was calling her an animal abuser and a horrible person. And in that moment, I was just done with her narcissism and snapped, saying she was being dramatic and that it was a misunderstanding. She snapped again and told me to pack my stuff and leave. So I did. I left the gas bottle, grabbed everything into a suitcase, and called my partner to sort something out. I stayed then for 2 days at a shelter and almost got my phone stolen, then finally made it to my partner's house. Now I'm in a good space, healthy and healing, but still think about this to this day. How long ago was this? Wondering if I was in the wrong because she was you're thinking maybe you were wrong because she was kind of doing pregnancy brain overreaction or something? Am I the asshole for calling my mom dramatic? Oh, wow. I don't know what you mean when you're saying that you're done with her narcissism. Because I'm looking, I don't see anything around here. Like, you just had a fight with her about not wanting to walk to places because you didn't want to pass out on the street because you're really fucking sick. And she's pregnant, but I mean, 3 months pregnant, but still, I mean, yeah, still got 6 months to go. I mean, honestly, she's, I mean, it's always possible that he's running up and down between people's legs and she, like, accidentally stepped on him and not necessarily kicked him. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, don't kick. So, I mean, like, you kind of just assumed, especially if it seems like you didn't see, you just suddenly hear it. And yeah, you assumed. You assumed here because you're like, you're not in the right state of mind right now. You're like, so obviously you say something stupid, like don't kick him, and so she's mad, thinking that you called her an animal abuser, yeah, and a horrible person. I don't know how that's narcissism. I feel like maybe you were both being dramatic a little bit because you're sick and she's pregnant, and you've already been having fights. I get the feeling this is a little bit more like less are you the asshole for calling your mom dramatic? It's more of an am I overreacting? I have noticed sometimes am I overreacting and am I the asshole will sometimes get like there's comorbidities with them, if you want to call it that. I feel like this was better for am I overreacting? Because I feel like you're both overreacting. Let me look at some comments. Well, are you an asshole? I mean, you were both assholes. I mean, everyone sucks here, honestly. So let's put it that way. I mean, you're already she's on your ass. You're already telling her that I mean you're fucking sick and don't want to go to the fucking place. And then it's just like one of those straws breaking the camel's back thing where like then the dog yelps and you're like, "Don't kick my dog," and she's like, "Don't fucking call me a dog kicker." And you're like, stop being fucking dramatic. It's just petty. It's petty bullshit. You're 21, of course. I mean, it's petty bullshit. So let me see. I'm not rereading that. Oh, no comments yet? Oh yeah, because it's 4 minutes ago. So yeah, I always forget sometimes. Always sometimes forget that I filter by new, so there may not be comments at the bottom. So I am a fresh comment. All right, let's just click on the subreddit again. Am I assholio? It is. Oh, I have it set to hot. 2 hours ago, Rich Radio 9017 posted, "Am I the asshole for firing my mom from childcare over a $5 class?" Ooh, already got 580 commentos. My husband and I have a 16-month-old daughter, Ellie. So that's a year and 4 months. Okay. I just went back to work part-time, and I had my mom watching Ellie 2 days a week. Ellie goes to this little toddler class through our rec center twice a week. It's a 2-hour class, and every class has free play, a circle time with a story and song, and an art project. That sounds like a lot of fun. During free play, the kids have 4 different table stations that they could visit, including an art table, a corner of the room with all cars, trucks, and trains, the house corner with kitchenette baby dolls, dramatic play area. It changes bi-weekly. I've seen a grocery store, vet's office, pizza shop. That's just fun. The book area, the block area, and the patio. Patio has 2 water tables, 2 playhouses, sandbar. All right, you don't need to sell the whole thing. Each class is only $5. That's pretty good. Parents, caregivers are required to stay and supervise their children. I see. Ellie loves this class. She's addicted to the chalkboards there and is starting to approach other babies. She does taste test every foam block in the room and has eaten her fair share of crayons and finger paint, on top of drenching herself in water, then rolling around in the sandbox and covering her in paint. But it's nothing that can't be solved without a change of clothes and hosing her off. I love how great the class is for her development. She's starting to know the names of colors, and she can sit down and play with toys for longer stretches. That's super cute. My mom hated the toddler classes. That's terrible. She describes it as chaos and insists that a walk around the block or a trip to the library is just as good, if not better, for her development and is much less messy. I still insisted that she take Ellie, which she agreed to, then stopped taking her behind my back. I only noticed when I realized we hadn't gotten art projects back in a while. Ooh. And here's the funny thing, too. A lot of times the library will have a similar thing to the toddler class. So, depending on the library, depending on the funding, support your local libraries. God damn it. Support your fucking goddamn libraries. But they would have had something kind of similar to this. Who could be real? Since she lied to me about where she's been going with my daughter and refused to take her to a class that I truly believe is good for her. Plus, you're the parent and you decided that's where you want her to be. You assumed that she is there. If she's not there, where the hell is she? I fired my mom from babysitting and hired a college student to stay with her while I'm working. The college student will actually listen to what you said. Fantastic. Now my mom's upset that I'm restricting her access to her granddaughter and leaving her with a stranger, which is the one thing she was trying to prevent by babysitting my daughter for me. Fuck around, find out. Now I want to know if I was the asshole for firing my mom and not having Ellie see her nearly as much over a $5 class. It's not... The $5 doesn't fucking matter. The point is that it seems like Ellie loves the class. The socialization is good for kids. Everything there was, a great selection of, stimulation for kids, and not Coco Melon stimulation, if you know what I mean. No. OP, you are not the asshole for firing your mom. Your mom was the asshole for deciding that I'm just not going to do what the parent of my child wants. That fucking I fucking hate it when grandparents are like, yeah, but I raised you, so therefore I'm higher in the hierarchy, so I can just skip you and do whatever I want with your grandkid. No. Why might you be the asshole? Because I fired my mom and now leaving Ellie with a stranger, quote unquote, 2 days a week. Yeah, it's just the TLDR, basically. Okay. Disastrous Assist 90 says it's not over a $5 class. That's what I said. It was over disrespecting your decisions as the parent and also lying to you about it, not the asshole. Thank you. Thank you, top commenter from 2 hours ago, Disastrous Assist 90. Bing Bong 6715 replies, yup, this. Grandma needs to respect parents' wishes or parents will find a babysitter who will do what they ask. Point blank, Plus, this is an amazing social opportunity for your little one. That's what I'm saying! Spending all the time alone with grandma will not provide her with the same development opportunities at a very critical age. I would have done the same. I'm wondering if grandma also just like maybe is like, oh, I'm overstimulated from all of this stuff. Can we just go to a library that's nice and quiet? Like, grandma, you go to the library. We'll have somebody just we'll have somebody watch the kid instead. Also, having been the college kid nanny in my past, I'm sure they appreciate the cash. Exactly. Mama Baron, that's nice. Mama Bear N says exactly this, not the asshole. She lied to you and she disrespected your parental wishes. You're absolutely correct that this class sounds like it's very good to your daughter's development. I am curious about something. How can I sort the comment? Yes. Let me see. It's I'm gonna sort comment by controversial. I'm curious. Let's see the most controversial one. Panda Cupcake 2 hours ago says, everyone sucks here. Look, I love kids, but the idea of being in a room full of toddlers doing arts and crafts for 2 full hours sounds like my literal hell. Your mom sucks for lying to you about taking your child to the class when she was not, but you also kind of suck for expecting your mom to spend her time with your child in a space that sounds wildly unpleasant and then sticking her with the presumable cleanup afterwards. If you generally like your mom and you want her to be able to spend quality time with your daughter, consider having her take your daughter on days that the toddler class isn't scheduled. See, that's actually not the worst idea right there. So that, if grandma wants some more time with the daughter, that's a possibility. Jolly Rambler is like, yeah, this is where I land. Sounds like an absolutely diabolical way to spend half a day. I'm assuming the grandmother was fired from a job she was doing for precisely nothing. If it's that important, OP should take the kid herself. The grandmother should have lied, obviously, but no one should be expected to endure a room full of toddlers they're not related to for hours at a time. That's just OP exploiting her poor mother. Sometimes comments are fun to see when they're by controversial. Let's just go back to default top comment. Just so I'm not I don't get confused by some garbage takes later. Oh man. Whew. We are just chugging along here. Do we want to look at so we're about halfway through the stream. We want to do some Am I Overreacting? Just change it up a little bit. I'm on my homepage, so let's see. I got some Am I the Asshole? JCPenney, of course. More Am I the Asshole? Let me look. Okay, Am I Overreacting? Daughter's birthday invite. I am new to co-parenting. I'm not the biggest of brains on co-parenting because I have no children that are not covered in fur and walk on all fours and go meow. Classroom vent, maybe. Oh no, consequences. Who knew ChatGPT could be wrong? Okay, all right, no, yeah. It's just real quick. I want to see this. Oh no, consequences. Just because, like, who knew it could be wrong? I did. Ol' squirty bastard posted this. Oh no, consequences. Dumbass. Does this have okay, yeah, it's straight up. ChatGPT led me to make a huge business mistake that may be irreversible, and I can't even sue because the little writing at the bottom says chat may make mistakes. It's the meme. It feels so good. Let me look at some comments. Like Satori Namaste says, this is the problem when you rely on chat to make decisions that can have severe consequences. Case in point, I had a friend who decided to not pay the window company because the windows he bought he thought were not what he ordered. Long story short, he got sued. Not fun. Mitchiness says, I've seen multiple travel stories where people use ChatGPT for things like visa laws or what is or isn't illegal in certain countries, or even, can I do this itinerary in this time? Sort of stuff. It hasn't ended well for many of them. Oh, God. Smart Story 2142 says, I just saw something about a guy who asked ChatGPT what he could replace salt with, and it told him sodium bromide. He ended up getting really sick and going crazy because it caused him to have sodium bromide toxicity, also known as bromism. I'm sorry, that just made me think like broism. I wanted to see a reply. Even books aren't safe. There was a couple who bought a book online on mushroom identification that looked like it was written by a real person, but was AI in the smallest of small print, and they got sick from some of the mushrooms they foraged and thought were safe. AI has a body count at this point. It's fucking crazy. It is kind of funny that an AI bro got a case of nah bro toxicity. All right. Yep. You're going to get enough vote from me for that terrible, terrible joke. 36 minutes ago, am I the asshole for refusing to hand over money raised for a coworker after learning something that changed my mind? That's the funny thing about these some of these titles on Am I the Asshole? Like, they kind of crack me up a little bit, where it's like, dude totally downplaying, like, am I the asshole for saying no to my wife? And it's like, she's asking for basic human rights, and he's like, no. And then other ones where it's like, am I the asshole for kicking a dog? And it's like, the dog was chewing on their child, so it's like, no, obviously, what? So, Rub Dents 8601. Let's see. You're a 26-year-old woman. And you say that I work in a small office where everyone tends to chip in when someone is going through a hard time. Recently, one of my coworkers told us she was struggling financially due to a sudden medical issue and might not be able to cover rent that month. Fucking sucks. The fact that a sudden medical issue can make us not be able to cover rent for a month or multiples, like many people can attest to having had happen, is fucked up. A few of us felt really bad and decided to organize a small fundraiser. I ended up taking the lead since I'm usually the one coordinating group things. I reached out to everyone, collected contributions, and even added some of my own money. Altogether, it came out to a decent amount that could genuinely help her get through the month. Before handing it over, I asked her if she was okay with me giving it to her directly or if she preferred another method. She seemed a bit hesitant and said she'll get back to me, which I thought was odd, but didn't push. A day later, another coworker pulled me aside and told me that the other coworker we contributed for had apparently been talking about planning a trip out of town around the same time she claimed she couldn't pay rent. I didn't want to jump to conclusions, so I casually asked her again about her situation, and her answers felt vague and didn't really line up with what she had originally told us. At that point, I got uncomfortable. I didn't accuse her of anything, but I decided to hold on to the money and told the contributors I wanted to clarify a few things before passing it along. Now she's upset, says I embarrassed her and made it seem like I don't trust her. A couple coworkers think I should have just given her the money, no questions asked, since it was already collected for her. Others are saying it's better to be cautious. It's like, yeah, it was collected for her potentially under false pretenses. For now, I've kept the money aside, haven't used it for anything else. I'm trying to figure out the best way to handle it without making things worse. Am I the asshole? Oh, boy. No, I would not say that you are the asshole, nor would I say you are overreacting. It's one of those things where you're like, don't take advantage of people's kindness. You know, like, sometimes I really do be forgetting about the small petty assholes out in the world, because I'm always thinking about the big petty assholes out in the world, you know? The ones that are running shit. The ones that are trying to make us fucking pay for our lives. And then when we die, probably pay for those too. I mean, we already have to pay for funerals and burials and like, you know, body disposal. When I die, dig a hole, throw my body in it naked, throw some tree seeds on me and bury it up. Dirt, done. Bury me out in a forest. Don't put any fucking don't put a headstone. The tree will be my headstone. My body will feed the fucking earth. The earth. Alright, Dependent Novel 797, not the asshole. She's taking advantage of your kindness, and she lied. Broken Ice Cube says, yes, you're the asshole. It's not your money. You claim to be doing a fundraiser and then kept the cash. Kept it aside, all because you think she lied. Okay, then take back your portion. If others feel the same, then they can have their money back. You don't get to hold onto it. Puzzlehead Dig 2224 says, everyone sucks here. This definitely could have been handled better. I understand the need to be cautious and not want someone to take advantage of the kindness of others. However, openly making it seem like she's a liar wasn't cool either. Your coworker also should have realized talking about a need at the same time she's planning a trip was gonna raise some eyebrows. It was reasonable for people hearing this contradictory information to feel lied to or taken advantage of. If there are extenuating circumstances, such as she needs to see a specialist in a different city, it wouldn't be unreasonable to try to find a few bright spots while traveling there. Okay. See, I think that's so funny how I just went through these and it's like, not the asshole, yes the asshole, or you're the asshole and everyone sucks here. I wonder if the next comment says no assholes here. No? Okay. Not better than that. Replied, is she going on a lavish vacation, or is she maybe going out of town for one of the many other innocent and possibly quite necessary reasons someone may have to go out of town? You don't know that she's not visiting a sick loved one or going to a funeral or something. It doesn't have to be either of those things. You all decided to raise money without giving her a full interview, so just give her the money. Then if you're going to have invisible criteria that you wind up wanting to implement later, maybe you need to formalize things. Or just stop doing this altogether. Gay Surrogate Flamingo, fantastic name, says, what do you mean you haven't used the money for anything else? It either goes to the coworker or goes back to the people who donated it, and there are no other options. Am I missing something? No, you're right. I agree. Yeah, I'll give you an upvote for that, because, like, that's... Yeah. And then Apprehensive Book 4214, not the asshole. At this point, I'd return the money to those who contributed and let them decide if they still want to give her the money. There's been inconsistencies on coworkers' needs, so I'm returning the money. If you still want to give her money, you can do so individually. For what it's worth, it's possible someone else is paying for that trip, but it's not unreasonable for you to not want to give her money anymore. Her vagueness is suspicious. This is, what's a reply to that one? I think this is the answer. Let each person decide. By Al Dente. God, some of these people's names are fucking Gay Surrogate Flamingo. That's fantastic. Ooh. Am I the asshole for making a stink at school and forcing the teacher to change my kid's math grade? See, now this is one that I'm like, it really could go either way. With some of those other ones, you kind of you do have that snap decision when you read the title, but okay. Am I the asshole for making a stink? By Plenty Nice 1655, making a stink at school, forcing the teacher to change my kid's math grade. Voted not the asshole. This was posted 2 days ago. My kid, fourth grade, so that's about 10 years old, has been struggling in math. It's been an ongoing issue. Maybe they have dyscalculia. I don't need to diagnose somebody I know one sentence about. This whole year, She has struggled with multiplication and division specifically. Okay, it's been a constant issue, and it got even worse when they moved on to multiplying and dividing with multiple digits. We've tried the school's tutoring, but overall, she's just not getting it. Okay. She doesn't get the method they're teaching. She gets it wrong like 80% of the time. It isn't easier, and it's just more steps. Example, multiplying. You break up the numbers, draw boxes, then multiply, and finally add them all up. Draw boxes? Who's drawing boxes? I never drew boxes. What? Did I? What? I really don't remember boxes. I just know that you start from the right and go to the left. Anyway, sorry. I decided to teach her the way I learned, and she understands it. Homework's a million times easier now because she can actually solve the questions. The issue is that my daughter had a math test last week, and she came home upset. She got a 50% even though she got most of the answer right. She missed 2 out of 25. Is it a show your work? It's because she didn't show her work? Or, yeah, showed her work in the wrong way? I had a conversation with the teacher, and it boiled down to she just didn't use the method shown in class. Pointed out the test just said to show their work and not show a specific method. The teacher basically went, too bad, and if it happens again, it'll be a 0. That's fucked up. I was fed up and went to the principal. Yeah, I'll admit I made it a big deal because I think it's ridiculous that she got penalized for getting the right answers using a different method. It's math. You can solve problems in a lot of different ways. The teacher was brought in. She was forced to change my daughter's score, and they said it won't happen again. She can find the right answers any way she wants to, as long as she shows her work. Exactly. The teacher was not happy. Fuck her. My wife thinks I was being an ass and keeps bringing it up. She says the teacher has other things to deal with and that I went overboard. Did I? I'm sure the teacher has tons of things to deal with. One of the things that a teacher has to deal with is irate parents. Another thing a teacher has to deal with is grading kids. Like, is dealing with kids and understanding that oh shit, I should probably plug in my I just saw that pop up. 1 second. There we go. I had to plug in my laptop. That little thing was like, energy saver on. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, look at that battery. That battery's low. I started streaming with, it was a full battery, but you know, streaming takes up a lot of energy, especially when I have like so many windows open, music playing and everything. Shit, where was I? Teacher was not happy. Wife thinks I was being an ass, keeps bringing it up. Yeah, teacher does have other things to deal with, but the teacher was wrong, and that's one of the things that she has to deal with. You want someone teaching your child to be able to admit when they're wrong, because then your child sees that and goes like, oh, that's a good thing to do. Okay, yeah. When you're an adult, you can make mistakes, admit that you're wrong, and improve on it. So it's a thing that it's not like when you become an adult, it's magically you're right about everything and get everything right. No, I don't think you went overboard. No, especially when the teacher was like, too bad. If she does it again, it'll be a 0. No. That's actually a failure on the teacher's part. Failure on the teacher's part, also a failure on an indictment on our fucking education system. I'm assuming this is America. An indictment on our education system because, like, teachers should be fucking better funded, classrooms should be smaller, schools should have more stuff. I know it's vague, but like they're also forced to teach off of a specific curriculum, and a lot of times they're like, you can't deviate from this, that you have to grade according to this rubric and this curriculum, and you can't deviate from it. This is what you have to use, and that sucks. fucking the system is broken. Well, no, the system's working exactly the way that it was designed, and it's fucked up. So no, I'm gonna say you're not the asshole. Easy. Soccer Problem 3547 says not the asshole. This is coming from an engineer. I have done so much math. You can solve questions using a ton of different ways, and some people just don't understand some methods. That's fine. I still find some methods confusing, so I just don't do that method. If your daughter got the right answer using a different method, it is fine. She knows how to multiply now. That is what is important. There will be more and more situations where you can solve stuff different ways, and more methods that she will find confusing or easier. It's math. Also, the box method isn't even good for longer multiplication. It'll be dropped in middle school. It's just one way to learn multiplication. The box method just breaks it down more. Some kids like it, others don't, and it makes it confusing. There's so many ways to learn how to multiply. Equation Girl says, I can't do long division the way my nephews have been shown to do it. I have a maths PhD and can do long division in the old-fashioned way. Bitwise B says, this is one of the founding principles of modern math teaching. They now teach grouping, number lines, and other ways to visualize the numbers, and the problem, because different methods will click with different kids. This teacher is way behind the time if they're trying to force all the students to use only one method. That's true. That's a failure of teaching. If the student fails to learn, it is the failure of the teacher and not the student. Whether or not the teacher, it's like, oh, I realize I have to find a better teacher for this student. The Carpet Bug says, my family is all mathematically inclined. In school, I always solved problems in a way no one else did. My colleague also had her own way. Our teacher would often call the two of us to show our alternative ways of solving a specific problem so that the whole class could see that you can get to the same result using different methods. It's the beauty of mathematics. I'm a big fucking nerd and I like math. All right. Let's go back to my homepage. We got some Oh No Consequences. Let's see. Am I the asshole? Some comics. Sucky spooning in an early relationship. Oh. Apple tree not producing fruit in Stardew Valley. That's sad. Ooh. Okay. This one just looks good. I love r/D&D. What is the best worded wish you have heard? I want to see some from 5.5. A player at my table. Oh, sorry. This is posted by Vadax Wizard. A player at my table used, I wish you were a fish in my dish now, while holding an empty plate. Okie Buzzard said, I wish I had some ice cream, and got some ice cream. And that guy 84. But was it good ice cream? Wix52, you have the memory of having had ice cream. Huge composer, why did I say it like that? 4904. I wish to instantly cast the clone spell on myself and skip the 120 days to reach maturity. The wish spell literally says 8th level spells and lower just work. And I thought skipping the 120 days was within the bounds of the wish spell. So that player just had a backup body, no complications. Mr. Goobster says, not gonna lie, I would have shifted the player character 120 days into the future. Oh, God, yeah. That would have been a good one. That would have been an application of the reshape reality part of the wish, and they should have suffered the strain of casting such a wish. Remember, wish doesn't need to be a monkey's paw, but using it in certain ways causes you to risk never being able to cast it again. Yeah. Yep. Am I the asshole from 16 minutes ago for wanting my girlfriend at my graduation banquet instead of a family member? Ooh, okay, this is fair. Fantastic Top, 1993. Are you sure? Fantastic Top. I, a 17-year-old woman, girl, lady. I, 17, recently started dating this girl. Lesbians. Recently started dating this girl I've been talking to and crushing on since October. Where I live in Canada, we don't really do prom. Instead, our equivalent is a graduation banquet. Actually, that's kind of cool. I like that. It's a fancy dinner where we dress up, take pictures, etc. Basically prom vibes. Ever since I was little, I've always dreamed of having a date, doing a cute promposal, all of that. The issue is, tickets are really limited and expensive this year because our grad class is huge. I'm a little confused. I thought they would give enough tickets for every single person in the graduation class. I mean, I can understand it being a little bit... I can understand it being more expensive because of a bigger class, so they need a bigger venue, so they have to charge more to cover the venue. But I don't understand them being limited. Literally, you print them. You print them off. They have big old... They got these big old rolls, if you want them, that you can buy. They just say ticket on them with like a number. They're really cheap, comparatively. You can also print them off at the school. Anyway, sorry. My school releases tickets in rounds. I don't understand why is there... Okay, let me just clarify. At my high school for prom, it was limited to juniors and seniors. If I'm remembering right, it's like... No, yeah, it didn't matter if you were junior or senior. It cost money. I was going to be like, I think it was free for seniors. And I'm like, no, you still... But, like, everybody in the graduating class was able to go in. I think maybe it was the juniors who may not have been able to go in. Gosh. It was like fucking 20 years ago. I also went like 3 times. I went as a junior, as a senior, and then the year after graduation with a friend who was a senior. She just didn't have a date. And was like, I was like, alright, cool. It was fun. My school releases tickets in rounds. In the first round, my mom bought 4 tickets. For me, my mom, my dad, and my brother. Oh. Right, because this isn't just a regular prom. This is a graduation banquet. You've got family that shows up. Okay. Things are making a little bit more sense to me now. For the next round, my mom wants to buy 4 more tickets for extended family. Aunt, Nana, Papa, and my uncle. Okay. Oh, wait. So wait, do you not do like the whole handing off diploma thing where you all like walk onto the stage and come across and get the diploma and like, hi, thank you, bye. You know, whoop, turn the thing over like that. And so that's kind of like it's all wrapped up in the graduation banquet. So that's making it is making a little bit more sense now. If it's like prom and like graduation day like glommed together in one thing, all right, it makes a little more sense now. Here's where the conflict started. She told me she might get a ticket for my girlfriend if there's room, but she's not sure. Oh, whoa. It's a question since October. Okay, yeah. Is she not in your class? Your graduating class? Is she not? I guess I'm confused as to why. I told her honestly that if there isn't room, I'd rather my girlfriend came instead of my uncle. Okay, yeah, no, I understand that. I'm getting hung up on, is your girlfriend not getting her own tickets? Is she not graduating? Like, what's going on there? For context, I love my family, but I barely have a relationship with my uncle. We don't really talk. He doesn't know much about me. Meanwhile, this is my girlfriend, someone I care about deeply and want to share this moment with. My mom got upset and said my graduation is more about family than about me. What the fuck? Who's graduating? Me. and that the people invited should be more important. That really hurt because to me, my girlfriend is important and it's my graduation. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You are there to congratulate my graduation. It is about me and all of the people I graduated with, not about you showing up to see me. I feel like this should be about who I want there, not just who my mom wants there. Yeah, exactly. Also, I honestly don't even think my uncle would care that much about attending. I feel bad because I do love my family, but I also really want my girlfriend there. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Is your girlfriend not also 17F in your class? Are you a senior and she's a junior? I want some clarification. Yeah. Should I be judged on the fact my girlfriend is who I feel should be coming? I mean, on that basis, no. No. It's your graduation. You should get. It's kind of like the same thing as like your wedding. You get to decide who shows up. Your party, you get to decide who to invite. Your graduation, you get to decide who to invite. Number two, I feel like I could be the asshole because my uncle's obviously a family member. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Family is what you find. Blood relatives. Sometimes they're family, and sometimes they're not. I absolutely loathe the whole like your family. Therefore, you have to like forgive everything that ever happened. No, fuck you. You're just another human being. We happen to share some chromosomes. That's it. Yeah, I want who I want. Yeah, not the asshole. Bakamar, why can't you pay for her ticket? Because this is a 17-year-old high school. Anyway, not at all exciting, says not the asshole. Graduation should be about you, but it seems like your mother's making it about her. Innocent Salad says prom, quote unquote, with your whole family there sounds like a nightmare. Agreed. Fantastic. Yeah, OP. I'm saying, like, no, I would like the night to be about me and my achievements and the people I will not be seeing next year. Okay, so yeah. When I was, Nina Neptune 318 says, when I was reading, I got to the first round and thought, surely Yeet the brother. Then I found out there's a second round of extended family having tickets bought for them? No way. Girlfriend over all of them. If your extended family wants to come, they can buy their own tickets. That's true. That's true. I agree with that. Let me, how do I get back to, oh yeah, see the full discussion. Boop 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 boop. Let me see. Oh wait. Ooh, I did go too close. K teacher, what? Wait, hold on. What? How did I? Oh, Azure Dreamer. Oh, a minute ago. Honestly, I won't call you an asshole, and your feelings matter. But your mother is probably paying like $200 plus for a family event, and while you are man of the hour and it isn't really about you, can you not? What? I'm sorry. It's about everybody graduating. Okay, so maybe not this one specific person. Like maybe it's not. The whole graduation party isn't about OP. But OP is a part of, it is the reason why any of these family members are showing up. So yes, it is about OP. Can you not purchase your girlfriend's ticket yourself? Go mow a couple yards. Wow. As your dreamer, fuck you. Yeah, graduation, K teacher, what? Not the asshole. Graduation is to celebrate your achievement. And I don't really see what your aunt or uncle have to do with it, unless they actually tutored you or something along the way. But I am wondering, why is mom getting the tickets instead of you getting the tickets? Is that how it typically would work? Yeah, it's one of those things. Where do people think 17-year-olds have money? In my experience, the student gets the tickets, and they're able to appeal for extra tickets if absolutely necessary. You might argue that grandma helped raise them. It was an achievement for her, too, or something like that. But the parents aren't the ones who acquire the tickets at all. That's interesting. I'm assuming it's whoever has the money for things like that. What an Ash commented, not the asshole, she's important to you. Of course you want her at a milestone event. I'm sure many of your classmates will be bringing their girlfriends, boyfriends. I hope you and your mom can work this out, and do keep in mind that your mom is seeing this through family eyes. She's proud of you and wants the whole family to celebrate you. Edit hit post accidentally. With that said, keep calm in your talks with her so she can start to see your point of view as well. Artemis Phoenix, not the asshole. This is your event. The fact that you don't have a relationship with your uncle is reason enough to not invite him. Agreed. Also, it may help if you bring up examples where he's shown that, because from the sounds of it, there's a lot. Okay. Gabby Craft says, you're the asshole. If you want your girlfriend to come, then you should buy the ticket yourself. Your mom likely doesn't want to exclude the uncle because it would be a bad look to invite the whole family except him. And Sour Sticks just leaves it at, you're not the asshole. YNTA. Not the asshole. My kids are your age group overall. Okay. All right. That's, again, yeah, I agree. Not the asshole. That's where we're going to leave it. Go back to the home page. Thank you all for stopping by, listening, talking, whatever. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that happy crappy, and I hope that you have a good rest of your life. Bye, 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 bye.